Is April 14th a Solana buying opportunity before Mega Pump? We're going to be talking about that in today's video. All right, now this is not financial or investment advice. I have to say that. This is just what I'm thinking. So good morning, good evening, crypto astronauts, depending on where you're tuning in from in this beautiful world, and welcome to the Solana paradise. We're going to be talking about Solana today. But this is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. I just have to say that. Well, let's take a look at the Solana chart here, and then in a moment we're going to take a look at the Solana Astrology. If you're new here, the Solana Astrology is based on the birthday of Solana, the Genesis block. Now, I've been doing this for a year and a half, looking at the Bitcoin astrology and also the Solana astrology. Mostly the Bitcoin astrology, because that's what really drives the crypto markets. But since Solana is such a powerhouse in this bull run and the last bull run, we're taking a look at the Solana astrology. This is to give you an edge on the crypto charts. It's not to say that we don't value technical analysis, because that is very, very important, as well as the macroeconomic analysis. It's just to say that we're going to take a look also at the astrology on top of that to see if we see any major correlations where the technical analysis lines up with the astrology. And I'm going to show you some very, very interesting things here today on the charts. Okay, so now that we got that intro out of the way, Solana is obviously holding up very strong. It is probably, it's definitely one of the strongest altcoins. Render's pretty strong as well, but this is just pretty crazy here, how strong Solana is holding up. Right now, we're sitting at around 178. We did dip this week down to 168. That's interesting. In terms of next levels of support, we have this potential level of support at around 144, 143. And that is based off of this peak back here, back in 2022 in March. We'll see. We'll see if we hit that level. It's certainly possible. If we do, that would be, I would buy that up like crazy. That level of a correction would be 31%, which is very, very possible. If we look back in the history books, we see how far Solana has dropped before. This was in the beginning. This was in the bull market in 2021. However, this was in the summer when Bitcoin dumped like 50, 60%. So Solana dropped 67% there. So that's probably the max that it would drop. Up here, let's see how far it dropped. 46%. But that was when it was getting really close to the peak. So we're probably not close to the peak yet, because we still haven't made an all-time high. We're still, how much further do we have for an all-time high with Solana? If we take a look at that, measure it to the previous all-time high, that looks like 46% more. All right, so we're not too far from an all-time high with Solana here. Okay. Now, this is interesting, is that we have surpassed if we look at this Fibonacci, the 0.702, we passed that back in March 11th. We even barely got past the 0.786. And then we've headed down for a correction. Now, I want to compare the Solana chart to the Ethereum chart back in 2021, because Solana is basically Ethereum, but it's faster and cheaper, from my understanding. And so the graphs, the price action might behave pretty similar to Ethereum. And I'm going to take a look at 2021, because that was Ethereum's basically second bull market. And this right here is Solana's second bull market. So let's compare and see if we can find any interesting information. And since we are live here, guys, if you have any questions, definitely type them into the chat box. I would love to get little bit of a conversation going. I don't just always want to hear myself talking. I actually like to hear from you guys as well. Okay, so this is Ethereum back in 2021, 2021. So Ethereum got past the point 786 right here. Let's clear this up right here. And then, you know, it did. Wow, that's true. Ethereum did correct all the way down to that level, which is the 0.618. So let me zoom in here. That is interesting, actually. So as you can see, Ethereum shot through all of these Fibonacci levels, but then the next week it dumped all the way down to this level here, the 0.618. But that got bought up really fast, and then it did drop again. It dropped below the 0.786, but then the next week it was already back up again. Okay, so let's try to remember that. Yeah, so we did drop all the way down to there. Let's see how Solana is doing. Now, but this was pretty fast. This was only 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks until Solana hit an all-time high. So 4 weeks after it broke through the 0.786. And that's it. It was explosive. Now, let's take a look at Solana. Okay, let me clear this up here. So we just barely shot through the 0.786. Then we're dropping down slowly, a lot slower. This is a lot less violent than the price action of Ethereum back in 2021. It's kind of slow, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that we're taking our slower time here. So we shot through that. We're heading down. So let's see. We shot through here. We almost got there. We already tested the 0.618 here. However, we did not explode past the 0.786 as powerfully as Ethereum did back in 2021. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. It's not looking so far. Well, it's possible, but if we behaved back as Ethereum in this next week, we would need to shoot up very quickly. We would need to shoot up all the way to make an all-time high. I mean, that's possible. It's possible. But we're going to take a look at the astrology to see if there's any hints about that. Are we going to shoot through these levels as quickly as Ethereum did back in 2021? Or is it a lot slower this time potentially? And that's definitely possible. Especially because of some macro things that we have going on, including gold hitting an all-time high, which is a bit concerning if we are being crypto bulls here. Okay, I'm going to check to see the comments. Hi, Susie. We could look at the Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, good morning from Lakeside, Florida. Beautiful, beautiful, Kevin. Thanks for being here, guys. Okay, let's take a look at the astrology. And definitely like and subscribe if you want me to show the astrology right now. This is high-value information. I'm going to show you on my fancy software here. Yeah. Okay. So we have April 14th. We have a bit of some bearish astrology. Neptune conjunct the Solana Mercury. Mercury is the planet of trading, buying and selling. And Neptune, there's typically can bring some confusion to the market. So typically with Neptune, we typically see some dumps, and we see some lower price action. Now, this isn't necessarily super negative, so it might not be that huge of a dump. And then at the same time, Bitcoin is getting pretty positive astrology then, so this will be interesting. However, Bitcoin is getting pretty negative astrology in the second half of April leading into May, and getting some negative transits with the Neptune, with the planet Neptune. So that's interesting. So if we're talking about a good buying opportunity, this is what I'm thinking. You have to make your own decisions with your finances. But I'm thinking about buying, as I'm looking at this, potentially in the later half of April, maybe the beginning of May. Because I'm thinking, if all lines up with the astrology, that's when we could be seeing a further dump in the markets. But the exciting thing, the amazing thing, well, actually, we also have another negative April 13th real quick. So that's another negative. Yeah, so we could also see, I'm looking for a buying opportunity. Yeah, mid-April. Definitely possible. Heading into later April. So we're getting a couple negatives at the end of April. Okay, but the good news is we have Jupiter trining the Solana Mercury, beginning of May. This is another positive. Jupiter trining the Solana Jupiter. Wow, that's very positive. We're also getting another positive in May. Jupiter sextile the Solana Mercury, the planet of trade. Jupiter expands whatever it touches, so it's expanding the buying and selling of Solana, so we could be getting really high buy-selling volume around that time. Price could be going up. We have Jupiter trine the Solana Saturn. That's very bullish at the end of May. And then this is super bullish. We have Uranus trining the Solana Pluto. Direct hit on June 14th, but it's in effect at the end of May. So June is looking very bullish for Solana, guys. I'm giving you the goods. This is really high value information, so definitely subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And like this video and share it with someone who could benefit from this, all right? Most astrologers do not give all this information out for free, okay? So give me a pat on the back by clicking that like button. Okay, Uranus trining the Solana Jupiter. Wow, that is extremely bullish on June 24th. But it's in effect at the beginning of June, around June, on June 5th, it's in effect. Wow. I mean, this is just like super, super bullish action from May into June for Solana. So I would not be surprised if we're getting an all-time high in May and or June. Potentially in June, we keep heading up. We could even see a peak in June, or possibly even heading into July. We will see. Very interesting, guys. Very, very bullish. Very bullish. So the question is, yeah, when is that dip going to happen? Could happen next week. Could happen the beginning of April. So basically, it could be something along the lines of this. Maybe we're heading down a bit. I don't know how far it's going to go. Maybe we bounce off this level. I would buy that like crazy. And then we're probably heading up possibly pretty aggressively after that. Heading into May and June because we're seeing astrology. And the altcoins could just be really heading out. All right. Let me know if you guys have questions about that. I'm giving super high value information. This is kind of like a mastermind, but it's free. You don't have to pay for it. By the way, I'm probably going to be coming out with a paid mastermind soon where we go much deeper into this price action. Now, this is the total market cap. We still have not hit an all-time high. Oh, sorry. This is the total 3. These are the altcoins. Yeah, we still have not hit an all-time high with this, even though Bitcoin has hit an all-time high. The last time that happened back here, shortly after Bitcoin hit an all-time high, if we look back in 2020, the altcoins went off on a tear. And within, yeah, let's take a deeper look at this. How long did it take for altcoins to hit an all-time high. So this is the total 3. This is the altcoins, not including Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Bitcoin hit an all-time high right here, approximately, and it took this long for them to hit an all-time high. 56 days, approximately. Now Bitcoin hit an all-time high. I think around here. Let me move this. So if we go at 56 days, altcoins could hit an all-time high by May 6th. That makes sense. That lines up well with the astrology too. Okay. So by May 6th, perhaps the altcoins could be hitting that all-time high. And I mean, that lines up with Solana being one of the strongest altcoins and the Solana astrology looking extremely bullish in May and in June. So if all goes well, maybe we'll see something like this. I mean, wow. That wasn't the greatest line there, but if that were the case, we're going to see some very violent moves up with the altcoins. I'm going to have to... Okay, here we go. So it would look something like this. We don't have much room. It's only a couple more weeks. We would... Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm not able to draw like super accurately here, but... Wow, it might look something like that. I mean, that would be wild. It is possible. Actually, let me try drawing that again. So it looks something... Maybe we hang out here a little bit, but then, yeah. I mean, towards the end of April, we could be heading up really quick. How would that be, guys? Guys and gals, would you be interested in that kind of a pump? Would that be exciting? I think so. Okay, so let's look at the total market cap. Whoopsies. Got to change this. Let me know what questions you guys have. Let me know, what do you think Solana is going to get for an all-time high in this bull run? How high are we going? Okay, so the total market cap, this is interesting. I'm going to clear this up a little bit. Okay, we're sitting pretty at 2.46 trillion. We should not get down below 2.139 trillion for the total market cap, as we did not do that in the previous bull run. Watch my last video where I talked about that. We are pretty close to an all-time high for the total market cap here. And so how long could that take? Let's look at what happened last bull run. It looks like it happened very quickly, as did the price action with some of the big names like Ethereum in that bull market. So we could be around this area where there was 1, 2, 3, about 3 weeks of a correction before the market head up really quickly. Let me zoom in. So we got this, you know, about 1, 2, 3 weeks here. And then the market's headed past the 0.786. And then within just 2 weeks, they hit an all-time high. So let's go to where we are now. We're at the 0.786. We've stalled out for about 1, 2, 3 weeks. If it happened like last time, we have to shoot up real quick. So literally next week, we want to see things going up very quickly. And perhaps it's the same. Perhaps it's similar. Maybe a little bit early with the total market cap. We might be hitting an all-time high at the end of April. However, the astrology is a little bit negative at the end of April. So maybe it could head into May. I'm just thinking out loud here. All right, so we're probably going to be seeing a lot of volatility, as we've already been seeing right here. I've also been hearing that the exchange volume is quite low, so it's a time of accumulation. It's yeah, we could see a bit more sideways market action like we're already seeing. But if we look at this this triangle here, Bitcoin is deciding if we're going to go up or down. And we're right on the fence here. So are we going to bounce off of this level and go down? Or are we going to, we have to test this level again around 68,295 before we stair step upwards. All right, and since we're talking about Solana today, let's go to the daily on Solana. If we take a look at, you see how the swing trades here. This is the last daily swing trade, or this level here is important at around 180. We want to get back above that quickly. We want to get it back above that purple line, maybe test it before we head back up. That would be ideal. Or if it's more bearish, maybe we bounce off of this, head down a bit lower before we head back up, especially as we get closer to May. All right. So, I mean, overall, Solana, let's see. I mean, it's creating a lower high here. That's a bit bearish. It's creating a lower low. That's bearish. However, it bounced off of this level. If we continue heading up, I mean, maybe we'll stay in this area for a while. Maybe a couple more weeks before we head back up. That's definitely possible. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing, guys and gals. Let's see the comments. So we are live here. Wow, we got people tuning in from Egypt. Super cool. Maybe I'll make it Egypt at some point in this lifetime. That'd be amazing. All right, here's another question. Which are the altcoins with great astro for the bull run? Thank you for your great work. Well, we're talking about Solana. I would say Solana. That is what I'm thinking here. So I'll go with that. But I cannot give financial advice, guys. Not allowed to do that legally, I guess. But I can say what I'm doing. Solana, renders, super solid. I don't know how deeply render is going to correct, but it's still holding up strong. Rune is strong. I really like ICP, but I wouldn't necessarily buy at this level. Do your own research. Because I bought back in December, I believe. I bought ICP, and that was a good decision. I actually sold Bitcoin into ICP. Let me know in the comments if you guys want an ICP video, an ICP astrology video, as we could take a look at that. All right. So for those who are interested, I do have an announcement. I have a Maximize Your Profits Bali retreat for crypto strategy and mindset mastery this year. I already have 4 people signed up. They got the early bird rate last month. Now, I still have an early bird rate this month, but you have to take action to get this deal. If you scroll down, so, I mean, look at all the information of this retreat. Click the link in the description box. We have 24 days where there's still an early bird rate this month. You can take a look at the video testimonials from people who have worked with me before. I live in Bali. I've lived here for 4 years now. My daughter was born here. It's incredible. So with this exclusive retreat package, you're going to get all these bonuses. You're going to get a one-on-one session with me if you sign up this month. And there are the payment options. There's the low-income payment tier for those who need that. There's a fair value payment plan and the elite payment option for those who want to have a luxury experience. take a look at my video where that proves that for the last year, my Bitcoin astrology predictions are at 90% accuracy. I show you guys proof of that. And take a look at the FAQ, the questions at the end of the page here. Definitely check this out, guys. Take action. If you would like to be at Bali Retreat, it's going to be absolutely amazing. All right, so we reviewed the Solana astrology today. Solana is looking bullish overall, especially for May and June. I am definitely excited about that. I wish it would correct a little bit lower, but there's a chance we might not get much lower. I mean, if we look, we're still sitting up at 76. You know, maybe we'll head down. I mean, if we're lucky. Oh, actually, probably not that low. But, I mean, if we do head down lower, I'm definitely buying that like crazy. If we don't head down much lower in April, we're probably heading up in May. That's what I'm seeing. Let me know what questions you guys have in the comments. One of the most bullish aspects on astrology. Well, Jupiter. Positive aspects with Jupiter with the natal birth chart are very positive and very bullish. The most bearish is with Saturn, as Saturn is the planet of limitation, of restriction, of hard lessons in reality. And Bitcoin is getting a negative transit with Saturn over the summer. So we could see a crypto market dump in the summer. And perhaps that's when the Fed decides to cut rates. That's just what I'm thinking. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in today. Definitely share this video with someone who could benefit from it, with a friend, family member who's invested in Solana. This is super high value information, guys. So let's get it out to more people. Let's spread this. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Have an amazing rest of your day or evening. And I have an interview with an amazing crypto astrologer, Gary Cousins. I just shot an interview with him yesterday. That is going to be uploaded to the channel tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. It's an amazing interview where we go over the basic Bitcoin astrology for 2024. Okay, we basically look at the very basics. We don't go into super detail, as that is more for the private groups that I have. But we go over the basic, super high value information we share in this amazing interview about the astrology for this year for crypto, what we're seeing, when is a good potential opportunities to make your own decisions, whether you want to buy or sell, as well as we even dipped into the astrology for next year. And Gary gave a very exciting hint for what could be happening in 2025. All right, I gave away some information there, but definitely check out the video as it's going to be coming out tomorrow. All right, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.